This is all the Real Madrid news that came out today, and we're starting out with this one. Jose Mourinho wants Arda Güler. Fenerbahce plan to contact Real Madrid for a loan move in the second half of the season. And before we continue, if you want to stay updated with Real Madrid news, just follow. And also, if you enjoy these videos, just like the video. But supposedly the story about Arda Güler is being loaned to Fenerbahce, Jose Mourinho wants him, is a lie. Arda wants to succeed at Real Madrid. And also, it's being said by Jose Felix Diaz that Raúl will leave at the end of the season. And Arbeloa will be Real Madrid's Castilla's coach next season. Now, Raúl still has supporters within Real Madrid. And some voices continue to name him a list of possible future first-team managers. But the reality is that as long as Florentino Perez is the president, it's hard to see Raúl being appointed. And Raúl has two options for next season: joining Ancelotti's coaching staff, having a position of responsibility in the youth setup. It's an issue that will be addressed and finalized. And while talking about the first team, Xabi Alonso is the big favorite to take over Real Madrid at some point. And since we're talking about Xabi Alonso, we have to talk about Bayer Leverkusen. There could be a surprising development around Florian Wirtz. Bayer Leverkusen are looking to extend the player's contract by another year until 2028. The player's in contact with the club and his camp believes it would be the best place to develop. And also news about another Bayer Leverkusen player came out. Jonathan Tah. Real Madrid interested in Jonathan Tah and has spoken to his camp. What are your thoughts? Yes or no? Let me know in the comments. And speaking about signings, Ancelotti and his staff believe that a signing is needed, but club sources say Madrid will not sign anyone immediately, as they see no compelling options on the free agent market. The same sources express strong doubts the club would sign in January. And like I said, Ancelotti will love to see someone sign, but the club is not interested. And while Ancelotti is a club man and he will not cause any problems, Carlo Ancelotti is still in shock over Dani Carvajal's injury. And while Real Madrid did not just lose a world-class right back, Dani Carvajal holds his teammates accountable and keeps them on their toes during every drill. He pushes and motivates everyone and supports newcomers and academy players. And after Real Madrid's 1-0 loss versus Lille, Dani Carvajal gave his teammates a very intense scolding in the dressing room. Ancelotti keeps repeating around Valdebebas, "The day-to-day without Carva is killing us." And while Carvajal was playing Call of Duty before he undergoes surgery. But anyways, we had training today. Of course, Ancelotti was there, and also Thibaut Courtois was back on the pitch. Thibaut Courtois is recovering well from his injury. He's expected to play against Celta Vigo, Dortmund, and Barca. And also, we received this information today. Jacobo Ramon is injured. He will be out for around 10 days. And well, also, Brahim and David Alaba are close to returning. Brahim Diaz might come back versus Barca on October 26th. And also, players who stayed in Madrid during the international break will have a 4 to 5 day rest. Kylian Mbappe will continue his individual work process in France. Kylian Mbappe feels like he owes Real Madrid. He decided to have a mini preseason during the international break to improve his fitness, as he doesn't feel he is meeting the expectations. But before we move on to international break, Pedro Porro was asked about Real Madrid. For those that don't know, Pedro Porro is being linked to Real Madrid. And well, he said this: "Of course I'm proud of these links. It means I am doing things well. If that happens one day, it happens. Now I'm fully focused on Tottenham." And he also said, "I'm excited about Real Madrid's interest in me." But anyways, Brazil plays Chile tomorrow, or today, whenever you see this. And Rodrigo is expected to start left wing for Brazil. And Jude Bellingham was tested as a false 9 by England's manager. And it's being said that Camavinga and Tchouaméni are expected to start for France tomorrow. This is France's expected lineup with Tchouaméni and Camavinga in the midfield. And for those that don't know, Tchouaméni will captain France tomorrow, or today, whenever you see this. And well, he was asked about being the captain of France. It's a great pride and responsibility. We had a discussion with the coach and he told me about this decision. I am very happy. And he also said Mike is not disappointed. As I said, this captain story has been less of a subject internally than in the media. It remains temporary. We know very well who is the captain of our team. And pressure from Real Madrid regarding the international break? No. I spoke with Kylian and Furlan and that's never been the case. There are physical problems. This is the case with Kylian. There is no form of pressure from our club. And the champ said this about Tchouaméni being captain. I chose Tchouaméni to captain the national team because he has the necessary qualities. And also, England's Men's Player of the Year for 2023-24 season rankings. First place is Cole Palmer, second place is Jude Bellingham, and third place is Bukayo Saka. Voting was done by England players who played in more than 50% of the national team games over the last season. And also, speaking about Jude, he called Angel Gomes Kai Cenat. He said, "Ha ha ha, man like Kai Cenat." But in other news, Joselu talked. Doubting Carlo Ancelotti right now would be a mistake. Ancelotti is the best coach Real Madrid has ever had. You can't criticize him for 2 or 3 games, but we know the demand Real Madrid has. And he talked about leaving Real Madrid. Club supported my decision. Club was happy for me to continue, but they also understood. It was a difficult moment, but I knew it was the right moment to make a decision like this. I would have liked to be 25 and to be able to stay at Madrid for 5 or 6 years. But in the end, I was lucky enough to fulfill my childhood dream. For me, spending a season at Real Madrid and achieving what we achieved is the best thing that has happened to me in my life. He also talked about Carvajal. I would swap places with Dani Carvajal because I know what Real Madrid means to him. Being there, winning titles, wearing the captain's armband. And he was asked this question: "Is Kylian Mbappe capable of achieving numbers like Cristiano Ronaldo?" Universal. He said Cristiano's the goal of Real Madrid, the top scorer in football history. His goal will be to achieve similar numbers, but Cristiano's the best to have ever played for Real Madrid in terms of numbers history. Mbappe will surely want to leave his mark on the club. Slowly he is doing that. He will write his story. And while being with Spain, he was filming with Adri Contreras, and he was asked Cafu or Dani Alves. Joselu responded Dani Carvajal. And lastly, Cucurella talked about topics that Rodri and Carvajal talked about. There are too many games and little rest. We are not machines. Our two captains, Rodri and Carvajal, who are key pieces, will be missed. And with that being said, let me know what you guys thought about the news.